Hi guys, this is IGCSE O-Level Chemistry, paper 22, June 2020, question 31. In the Haber process, nitrogen and hydrogen are reacted to make ammonia. The forward reaction is exothermic. Which conditions produce the maximum yield of ammonia? Pressure. So the pressure that would increase the yield of ammonia would be the one that would favor the forward reaction. And since the forward reaction contains 2 moles of product and the reactants contain 4 moles of reactants, so a high pressure would favor the forward reaction. So this eliminates option C and D. And temperature, since this reaction is exothermic, a decrease in temperature will favor the exothermic side of the reaction. So a lower temperature would favor the production of a maximum yield of ammonia. This eliminates option A, making option B the correct option for this question. Question 32. Which process used to prevent iron from rusting involves sacrificial protection? Alloying. Alloying is producing a mixture of two different elements, mostly metals. So this is not used to prevent rusting or involve sacrificial protection. Electroplating. Electroplating is coating one metal with the same metal or another metal. So this is not what sacrificial protection is. Galvanizing. Galvanizing is coating iron or steel with zinc. And since zinc is more reactive than iron, it would react with oxygen and water and will prevent iron from reacting with it. So iron will not rust. And galvanizing is known as the process of sacrificial protection. So this is correct. And painting, painting is used to prevent iron from rusting but does not involve sacrificial protection, just like electroplating. So this is incorrect. Therefore, option C is the correct option for this question. Question 33. A student suggests 3 uses of calcium carbonate. Manufacture of cement, yes. Calcium carbonate reacts with sulfur dioxide producing calcium sulfide, which is oxidized to calcium sulfate, which is the mineral gypsum used in cement. So this is correct. Manufacture of iron, yes. Calcium carbonate is used to react with the acidic impurities, and this produces pure iron, and it also produces the waste material known as slag. So this is correct. Treating alkaline soil. Calcium carbonate itself is alkaline. It can be used to treat acidic soils, not alkaline soils. So statement 3 is, or the third use is incorrect. Which suggestions are correct? Since 1 and 2 are correct, option A becomes the correct option for this question. Question 34. One of the reactions used in the manufacture of sulfuric acid is shown. 2SO2 plus O2 gives 2SO3. Which catalyst is used to increase the rate of this reaction? The catalyst used is known as vanadium 5 oxide and is represented by the formula V2O5. So options: iron, incorrect. Manganese 4 oxide, incorrect. Vanadium 5 oxide, correct. Nickel, incorrect. So option C is the correct option for this question. Question 35. Ethanol is made on an industrial scale by the fermentation of sugars or by the reaction of ethene with steam in the presence of a suitable catalyst. What is the disadvantage of making ethanol from ethene rather than by fermentation? A continuous production process is used. No, this is not a disadvantage. A non-renewable raw material is used. Yes, ethene comes from cracking of hydrocarbons, which are non-renewable. So a non-renewable raw material is used. Very true. The product is very pure. No, it is not very pure. And this is not a it may be very pure, but at least purer than the one produced by fermentation. But this is not a disadvantage. The rate of reaction is very high. A high rate of reaction would mean the reaction would be completing more quickly. So that is good. That is an advantage, not a disadvantage. So The correct option for this question is option B. Question 36. Which statement about compounds in the same homologous series is correct? They have the same chemical properties because they have the same number of carbon atoms. How can they have the same number of carbon atoms? Each member of the homologous series has an additional CH2 group present, which means it has an additional carbon present. So they don't have the same number of carbon. Next, they have the same physical properties because they have the same number of carbon atoms. They do not have the same number of carbon atoms. They have different chemical properties because they have different number of carbon atoms. Yes, they do have different number of carbon atoms, but since they belong to the same homologous series, meaning they have the same functional group, so they would have the same chemical properties, not different chemical properties. And they have different physical properties. Yes, their physical properties may be different. For example, the first four alkanes are gases. From carbon 5 till carbon 17, we have liquid alkanes, and greater than 18 carbons would form alkanes that are solid. So they have different physical properties because they have different number of carbon atoms. So this is correct as well. So the correct option for this question is option D. Question 37. Increasing the number of atoms in one molecule of a hydrocarbon increases the amount of energy released when it burns. Okay. What is the correct order? Least energy to more energy released. Ethene, ethane, methane. No, the least energy would be that of methane. So this is incorrect. Next is ethene, methane, ethane. Methane should be the first one. So this is incorrect as well. Methane, ethane, and ethene. So methane is in its correct position, whereas ethane and ethane has more hydrogen and ethene has less hydrogen. So more energy would be released on burning ethane than ethene. So position of ethene is incorrect. So the last one, methane, followed by ethene, followed by ethane. Yes, this is correct. CH4, C2H4, and C2H6. So the most energy would be released by the compound having the greatest number of atoms present, which is ethane. And the one with the least amount of energy release would be the one with the least number of atoms present in the compound, which would be CH4. So C2H4 will come in the middle. So the correct option for this question is option D. Question 38. An organic compound P reacts with zinc to produce a gas Q. What are P and Q? So if it is reacting with a metal, it should be an acid. So ethanoic acid and ethanol. So ethanol would be incorrect. Ethanoic acid would be correct. And next, the gas Q produced. Since metal is reacting, so the gas produced would be hydrogen and not carbon dioxide. This makes option B the correct option for this question. Question 39. Alkanes undergo substitution reaction in the presence of UV light. Which equation represents the substitution reaction of ethane? So A has C2H6 plus Cl2 forming C2H4. This is elimination. This is not substitution. So this is incorrect. Next, C2H6 plus Cl2 gives C2H5Cl. Yes, one hydrogen has been substituted by a chlorine atom, and the remaining chlorine binds to the hydrogen given off to form HCl. So this is correct. The third one, C2H6 plus Cl2 gives C2H4Cl2 plus H2. You do not have hydrogen gas forming as a product of a substitution reaction of alkanes in the presence of UV light. You have HCl. And the last one, 2 C2H6 plus HCl. No, we have a reaction with halogen, not HCl, and hydrogen is not produced. So this makes option B the correct option for this question. Question 40. Which substances are natural polymers? Proteins, yes, proteins are natural polyamides. Carbohydrates, carbohydrates are natural polysaccharides. Nylon, nylon is an artificial polyamide, and polyethylene, polyethylene is an artificial addition polymer of ethene. So 1 and 2 are naturally occurring, 3 and 4 are synthetic. This makes option A the correct option for this question.